I don't know, I just hadn't flexed on y'all in a minute. Hi, hello, hey, I'm Mariah Renee. Welcome back to Diary of a Doomscroller. First of all, for my gardening participants, if y'all haven't tried the Riddler, not the Riddler, also not the Rizzler, let's talk about personal curriculum. I have notes. I have a collection of notebooks, really to plug my journaling video that I already made because we're going to break through the capitalistic allure to go out and buy a bunch of notebooks and make personal curriculum. That, okay? I'll get into it. I will tell you right now, out of the entire stack, these are the only notebooks that I have purchased with my money, period. Not this year, not this month, not this week. Period, girl. Period. Also, look at the color combo. And I'm wearing like flowers. Thumbnail. Okay, we'll get into it though. And then the final section of the video, I have two DIY, one a little bit more creative, one literally a piece of paper with some notes on it, girl. Two ways you can make your own personal curriculum, no spending required. So when I Googled personal curriculum, I did not scroll through the TikToks and the reels that popped up on the shorts. Number one, I don't have TikTok. Number two, I wasn't going through all the reels. I'd rather just explore this idea on my own, to be honest. But I did see a loose definition, I'm pretty sure from the damn AI overview. Boo! That said, personal curriculum was sort of the big self-help or self-care trend that was sort of an ode to back to school. It hasn't quite yet become fall, so maybe you're not putting out your pumpkins or your skeletons until October, so like back to school is what we're buying. Are you catching on? Personal curriculum is supposed to be the different subjects or themes in your life that you want to improve. And what do we know about school and the school schedule? There's going to be at least 4 to 7 classes that you're taking to get ready for the burnout of the 40-hour work week. I'm sorry. We are improving just so many different aspects of ourselves all at once because why not dive deep? Even more jarring than just the overconsumption, over goaling person. I don't know. What is that real word? Like, what is the person who makes just too many goals? It's impossible. They're irrational. And then they get depressed. It's like the common ADHD. Whatever the hell we are in like real terms, that. But then what's even more like nefarious, period, hands down, boots down, is if you go to the shopping tab, you will find obviously different self-help workbooks. You're also going to find Christian based workbooks and homeschooling curriculum and Christian homeschooling curriculum. That is honestly why I don't have TikTok. You know, it feels like an app of everyone just says what they want, but then it's like, but why, if you Google these products, I don't know. It's like, why do these TikToks, not that the TikToks have anything to do with the shopping in itself, but the TikTok trend is what brought me there. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. I just worry that sometimes TikTok is a little more nefarious than we give it credit for. But yeah, based off of the Google tabs, well as I did YouTube personal curriculum, the one video that I looked at, it did include a lot of unpackaging. And I was immediately turned off. I understand that the first 30 seconds of the video matter. They're supposed to be the most visually appealing. It makes sense to do the most exciting thing that isn't quite the point of the video in the first 30 seconds. I just don't want to watch you open plastic. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The video was visually appealing. The fonts were nice. Like, there was more to it than just opening up a journal. A lot of effort was put into this video. It's very evident. And the comment section was lovely. And I was so proud of whoever the content creator is for being able to cultivate a really nice community. One comment suggested going to your local library to help find your personal curriculum. And in 2025, going to the local library is resistance. The revolution will not be televised. It will be at the library, bitch. It'll be in code, bitch. It'll be braided within people's hair, bitch. So I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. That video made impact and it gave me something to chew on. As I was brainstorming, like, okay, how am I going to bring my own take on this? I thought about maybe trying to deep dive or hone in on like mastering some skills within the established hobbies that I have. Because something that's been like really big in my life right now is accepting the fact that I am not in a place to pick up a new hobby just because I'm bored. Instead of trying to deep dive into goals, instead of trying to put numbers on the process that I'm literally doing, I decided, you know what? There are about 100 days left in this year. I think that a better approach to personal curriculum is to look at what I've done this year, evaluate my current results, and focus on obtaining new skills from my established goals. There's no sense in trying to draw up a whole thing. Aren't we in like Q4? Winter is approaching, okay? We are about to rest for real, for real. It wouldn't make sense to start something new. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So we can look through the lens or the subjects of mind, body, and hobbies. What have I done this year? How do I feel with the current results of that process? And what are some new skills that I have been obtaining within that process? So the main hobbies that I spend my free time engaging in are going to the gym, journaling, YouTube, crochet, my potted plants, and I would say I'm starting to become a little bit of a gamer. I have completed Animal Crossing Horizons twice. This time though, I don't know what happened. I think it's the weed. I have become so much more creative. The first time I was just so focused on getting through the story, like I just didn't have the mental space to like start decorating my island, and like maybe that's just how my brain works, but I am moving on. And I'm not a Disney adult, but I did buy Dreamville Valley, and an expansion pack comes out and it's Halloween, and I already got the entrance gate. Halloween decor is definitely my fave, especially the front gate and Main Street. Oh, it is so good. Anyways, when I think over the last year, I know that I am fueling myself creatively with said hobbies because I was genuinely happiest and I have memories of like being in flow when I was working with my potted plants, when I was creating digital art. I think that YouTube is a form of its own flow, but girl, this is a process of determination, okay? I would say that YouTube more than anything stimulates my mind because I have been learning from a more practical standpoint. How do you create content? Starting off with the very valid and true and honest answer of
You pick up the camera one day and you start.
you have no idea where your starting point's going to be because everyone is different. Everyone is going to have different skills that they need to sharpen up on. When I think about the last year, I have been developing an editing style that is evolving to be better, but I also feel like is pretty authentic to who I am. But it's evolving, it's growing, and it's evolving and growing based off of what I hear other content creators saying, what I like about other content that I want to follow. So analyzing content, it's watching content through the lens of a content creator, which is so different. So when I think over the last year though, I keep saying that, but I know that the growth is there. it's in my numbers. Like, holy shit. I don't even know. Last time I checked, I think I was at like 850 views on my last episode of the Solitude series. It blew up. But here's what's really interesting with YouTube. YouTube feels more like a mind subject, like a stimulating, practical realm of creativity for me. But I journal my ideas. This notebook, which we'll get into a little bit more specifically with the journal collection, but this notebook is like a content creation notebook. And then obviously I draw my clocks in any fucking thing. But journaling does feel like a hobby for me. Writing out my ideas and my thoughts does feel like a hobby. This video is being structured from a mind map. Let's talk about my mind subject from a little bit more of an emotional regulation standpoint, because it hasn't just been wanting to learn a practical skill like better editing. I have also been trying to practice emotional regulation, mantras, or just little mindsets or affirmations that sort of help me move through moments of anger, just different grounding techniques, right? And the way that I've really tracked that over the last year is how open-minded I am to trying out different techniques. I've been doing therapy since I was 12 years old. And if you also come from a troubled childhood and you are a ruminator, Dr. K has a wonderful masterpiece video that breaks down the abstraction of abstraction. He talks about why abstract thinkers are such ruminators. I cannot stop talking about, it's just so abstract. Language is just so abstract. Everything is just so abstract. Please go check out that video. If you are a ruminator, please go check out that video. I swear to God, his mantra that he uses, it works. It literally works. I don't want to tell you what it is. I want you to fall in love with Dr. K. He also has ADHD. He includes a lot of Eastern meditative practices in his practice. He's an evidence-based clinician. He is phenom, okay? He's brown. He is amazing. But in the name of I do love all people, Dr. Kirkonda, he is white. He is amazing as well. I want you to fall in love with the two least toxic men in your life, Dr. K, Dr. Kirkonda. Okay, next, what does that have to do with over the last year? I think there's something very funny about how your algorithm will adapt with you. If you are a special interest girly, the algorithm will let you get deep. And when I have thought about that sort of on a greater scale, the last year, maybe even the last 2 years, but really the last year, I have really had a lot of moments where I'm like, I have ADHD, but I think I'm autistic. And it hasn't just been my open-mindedness to accepting that, yeah, I think I'm autistic. But on top of that, it's also been the open-mindedness to the silly, quirky, nonsensical systems that when I create an evidence-based standard for myself, I can thrive within. That's really been what accepting over and over, I think I'm autistic, I think I'm autistic, I think I'm autistic, has helped me embrace. So accepting that about myself, accepting that, hey, maybe these silly things, like when I get really angry and I'm about to, I say, I'm booting myself off the island, and I literally come on the back porch and I smoke a bowl. And I chill out. And I disconnect. I ask my brain to move on. What's next, girl? What are we doing next? What's happening next? What's the next move? And if I find myself just really ruminating still, the Shmee didn't help, Why? What went wrong? I open up my toolkit and I go to my next tool. There are days where throwing ice at the shower wall is genuinely what I need. Get the energy out and then chill. However that is, get the energy out, chill, hit 5 on it. When I'm in my 2, I'm so angry. Why would they do that? How do they not know better? Everyone knows better. Why would they treat me this way? Blah, 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 blah. Run across the 3 bridge, get the energy out, and chill until you hit 5 on it. That's what being booted off the island means. Chill until you hit 5 on it. Come back, we can talk about it. I will tell you, a year ago, my moving forward looked very different. The only thing that would chill me out was scrolling on Instagram. I literally bought myself a bunch of fidget toys, moon sand, kinetic sand, Legos. No. The only thing that would chill me out is if I would just scroll on Instagram. That is inappropriate, and that is why we tell parents to stop giving their children unlimited access to tablets. The last lens is body. And here's my thing. I don't really want to come on here and be like, oh my God, over the last year, like, I've lost so much weight and blah, blah, blah. But, like, you know, like I did very much open this video by flexing on you hoes. Over the last year, I have gotten real with why I eat food. I have switched out certain foods. I have introduced certain foods. I weight lift 4 to 5 times a week on a regular, though I only went to the gym 1 time last week, and I am so thankful for taking the break. I have been consistently in a calorie deficit for the last 9 months. I've gone more extreme and some phases of the journey. I've chilled for some. I've been tapering down slowly. I'm not here to fat shame. I'm not even really here to tell you my personal story with the body fat that used to exist on me. Over the last year, the evidence has shown me going to the gym is good for you. Eating a high fiber diet is good for you, especially if you struggle with food noise and dopamine farming. I'm not here to tell you that my body is better or more important or whatever. It is political, but it's not political to me. Go to the gym if you want, don't if you don't. The revolution ain't gonna be televised. The revolution will require running. The revolution will require kicking some ass. If you feel ready, you feel ready. Who am I to... I'm welcoming all. All are welcome to come kick ass at my table. Come prepared. What are some of the new skills that I have been able to develop within established goals? And that, for me, has been letting go of the rigid numeric data and the way that it has allowed for me to focus more on the quality of my life, which has always been my true goal, not the numbers. I'm embracing new, unique ways to check in on my new continuous skills within my established parts, and that's allowed me to keep from wandering onto the next hobby in hopes that it's me. I do have goals for myself. I am starting a Patreon. I hope to be rolling out Vlogtober content. I have been toying with the idea of wanting to learn Spanish. I really want to die bilingual. My brain deserves to have the skill. I am smart enough for doing it. I took 4 years of Spanish. Si se puede. Si se puede, right? Si mi puedo. Si yo puedo. Puedo. But more importantly, beyond these new skills that I do want to develop and I do want to see for myself, because I always want to be a lifelong learner. I love being a student. I loved going to school. I loved college, even though I was so burnt out and it made me want to unsubscribe every single semester. I love learning. I love hearing new information and being like, what? Are you serious? That makes sense though. I love putting it all together. I love thinking that I have the teeniest, tiniest understanding on the contained chaos that is this existence. But the bigger picture for me is continuing just to seek new pathways on my road so that at the fork in the road, I don't find out, bitch, you just took 4 lefts and made a circle. I want to expand. I want to turn right when it's necessary. And the skills that I have right now are just the methods that I'm trying to do that. Okay, so with all of my thoughts and feelings and commentary out of the way, let's actually get into the damn journal collection. Now, I'm not here to sell you a bunch of journals. I personally think that, especially if you do have ADHD, the whole I'm gonna create a system, the system is never gonna make you stop forgetting because you're gonna forget the system. Like, so I'm not here to tell you that like you should get a book for different things, but I will tell you each of my notebooks has a different vibe. So I will share the vibe, and I will continue to usher you back to the last episode of the podcast where we talked about scrollless hobbies as well as the journaling formats that kind of exist in all of my notebooks, just for the different vibes, you know? So this little notebook lives in my kitchen. I have a little catch-all tray that hangs over my coffee bar so that I still have counter space. And this is one of the little guys that lives there. And this is honestly a catch-all notebook. I have checklists of to-dos that I want to do. I have political commentary. I have a couple of mantras in here. I was embracing love for the month of February. Talk about catch-all. I actually was gifted this for Christmas one year, and for the longest time did not know what to do with it. I'm going to be honest, you guys. I haven't always been the journaler that I am today, okay? Literally, the first page of this is me breaking down my monthly budget finances because I just needed to open and use this book for something. And from there, I don't really know why, but this became my Lemonade content planning book. If I had a thought that I wanted to expand for a Lemonade post, it exclusively went in this book. You know what's really great about it? Now, even though I don't do Lemonade anymore, I have my thoughts, I have plans, I have the power of all of the beginnings that Lemonade started for me. I was also gifted this notebook for Christmas one year. This one is a little bit more like about me. Like I try to like write a little bit more about my like mind, body, soul is kind of the vibe that this notebook gives me. I have a lot of my little written clocks in here. I have some children's book, like very beginning rough drafts. I really want to write high frequency power word children's books as well as just children's books. Like I really want to write a child's book. So I have a few ideas in there. I literally made a little junk journal from my True Leaf bag, my dispensary bag. It's actually for a spark of thought, an idea that I had. So yeah, just like me in a notebook. These 2 standard notebooks, and I actually think I have one more yellow one inside my house, are all YouTube or podcast related. Like these are the podcast content books. One of these always lives on the back porch and one of these lives inside so that I always have access to a notebook. And I know that both of these and the other yellow one are for the podcasts, so I can write in any of them and like I'll just get to them when I get to them. Like it's called Cycles Approach, baby. You write the idea down, you either move on it very quickly or it lives in the book, and the next time you open it, it's there for you to think about. Today's episode is brought to you by the Mind Mapping. This is also sort of a content book for me, but it's like aesthetic. I don't know if you can see, but I literally have it Mariah Manifest, and that's me, and that is me and mine. Those are our hands, and so this is very much me. I actually found this notebook in one of the abandoned storage closets at one of the high schools that I worked at. This notebook is also me, but sort of from like a business plan strategist. This is when I'm trying to put on like my project manager hat or like my constructive plan of care hat. Actually, this notebook was my last notebook that I ever bought for my SLP job. I had so many like notes and observations that I had to rip out and throw away of like my old kids. Ditos. Next, we have the only planner that I own. First off, I love all of the physical features about this journal. It says manifest your life. I'm Mariah Manifest. Hi, nice to meet you. Secondly, it is like so square. I just love how it looks. This calendar, this planner, this is an undated month view and week view. So in theory, I can have had this planner for years and truly see how my plans and ideas have been transforming across the years. That's what I actually need. And last but certainly not least, my littlest lady. I did preview her on my last episode of A Spark of Thought, where I was priming the audience for this video. So you can definitely check out that video if you want to see all of the little mantras that I have in this teeny tiny little notebook. But I will share on here my last addition to the little notebook. I am finding flow. And that's it. That's my notebooks. Let's get into the DIY because I want you to know you don't need this pile of crap in order to accomplish the things that me or anyone else with a pile of crap are. So I made this little junk journaling, tracking goal, pamphlet, booklet, whatever you want to call it, last year. It's literally just some construction paper. I literally just took some Crayola paint sticks and drew some shitty stars on there. You don't need paint sticks, but I like things with a thicker outline, so I would recommend paint sticks or oil pastel crayons. These are some leftover like address envelope stickers, like the ones that if you wanted to make the labels on like Microsoft Word or something, you could like print onto them. And I was like, I'm going to use them as stickers. At the time, I was trying to get into walking. And so I just made a walking plan. And basically each day that I adhered to the walking plan, I got to color in a space. You can see I abandoned. That's so on brand for me. That's okay. I actually drink 80 to 120 ounces of water daily. At this point, I just no longer feel the need of tracking it because tracking it was just the first step for me. And I included a little gratitude check-in with literally the instruction page of a cat crate that I had. I put little stickers over it and I wrote gratitude check-in. That way, over the course of the month, I could just come in and write on the sticker, and that was that. I also made a space for reflections. So this was my 2024 New Year's resolution reflections. Simple, right? Like, it didn't take too much, and yet it looks cute. It looks like I put effort into it. But if you don't feel there, I started my first journal entry ever, literally, was a mind map. This video came to you from a mind map. It's just the power of beginnings. It's just the power of getting things down. If you made it this far, thank you so much, baddie. Go ahead and leave me a sparkle emoji down in the comments section to spread the energy, spread the word. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will hit our screen time in the next one.